these two at the moment, and I think both players will be feeling very comfortable out there.
Yeah, just 11 pins as the score sheet shows. Who's going to be the first player to start stringing some more strikes together? Darren really needs to get back on, although he's hitting the pocket. He hasn't carried the corner pins 2 of the last 3 shots, and that's much better.
Well said, Cass. That's what it's going to come down to, isn't it? It's who can string these strikes together. And we're probably not talking about 5s and 6s here. If someone can pick up another turkey or a 4-bagger, then they're going to put themselves in pole position.
Absolutely. Both these players are playing very similar lines, hitting the pocket pretty regularly from the right-hand side, and it's just becoming a carry contest on some of these single pins. You saw Badr leave the 9-pin. Jason's left a couple of 10 pins. It's when you can kick those out on a regular basis, that's going to be where the strikes come from. And string those together, that's where your winner will come from.
Well, there was a messenger and a half.
Absolutely, yeah, the 4-9 split was left standing off of a high hit on the head pin, but there was certainly some pin action in there, and the 9-pin has gone, so Badr will be very pleased about that. Great camera shot there, and there's that flying messenger which nearly takes both those pins away.
Double somersault. I'll Sheikh then to just clear up this spare. This young man from Riyadh, just 19 years of age, says that he wants to become a world star bowler and, if possible, to be the top bowler in the world at some stage. And I'd say he's got every chance of getting close to that. Certainly one of the big names at the moment, and with a good decade or so ahead of him to mature into a really world-class bowler, which is what you'd have to say his opponent Darren Cundy has become. Maybe hasn't quite had the international exposure that he would have wanted, but very capable and very good athlete is Cundy. That's a good shot, and it was desperately needed. He's answered that last spare of Al Sheikh very well indeed, so it's a double, and that's a strike in the foundation frame.
And there's a few fans there, and apparently these the man in the red shirt and the lady in the turquoise top have flown all the way in from Hungary this weekend to see this tournament. Such as the exposure that the World Tenpin Masters gets around the world, different TV networks, and Darren himself is getting that exposure.
Let's take a look at Darren's line. Nothing much changed. He's maybe just got that action on the ball to happen a little later in the run. But it's all looking very solid for Darren Cundy at the moment, and it's all looking pretty good for this young man as well. But it's incredible, isn't it? Hungarians flying into Barnsley to watch the World Tenpin Masters. You're right, Cass, this tournament's reputation is spreading worldwide.
And it's also good to see bowlers from the Middle East excelling at this sport. Great support they get from their national association.
Well, in the World Cup alone, I mean, it's a phenomenal number of nations that enter, and puts other sports to shame.
It's, well, yeah, over 90 countries participate in the Bowling World Cup annually, men's and ladies division. And it produces bowling superstars, and these two young men are certainly on that road to stardom.
Looking to build on that foundation strike. Unlucky again, 10-pin left.
Yeah, pretty unfortunate first ball in the 10th frame. Brings that 10-pin yet again. It's going to take him through the 200 barrier. But 217 maximum score.
Well, he was just a touch shaky, wasn't he, on his last 10-pin spare. That was 2-3 frames ago now. Cundy wants to knock this one off, get himself another delivery if he can. Good work. Well, the Englishman certainly posting a par score. We were talking of 200s as the par over the last few seasons, but I really do think that has to be raised, and most of these players now will tell you anything below 210, 220, and they won't be fancying their chances on this single lane. You've got to be up in the mid 200s, and well, we've certainly seen that from the likes of Belmonte, Palermo and Barnes in our opening 3 matches, and these two won't be far off. Nice work from Cundy. Just that disappointing 10-pin left standing in his final frame.
Interesting as well, Simon, he actually changed ball on that last shot there, just to see what reaction he would get. And it was a good reaction, so it may well be that he starts game 2 with that different ball.
Yeah, clever stuff from Darren Cundy. So 217 is his opening game score. Will his opponent respond? Striking the foundation frame for Badr al-Sheikh. Wants to keep that going here. Yeah,
needs the double here just to take a 20-pin lead. A spare and a strike, and it will be down to a single-digit lead he'll have. High through the head pin, leaves the 4-pin standing. Not what he wanted. He was working on a strike, so it would have been a double.
Well, this could be our closest match of the tournament so far. If Badr can strike it out from here after his spare, then he can go 2-18, so a 1-pin lead on Darren Cundy. Darren Cundy will be watching with interest. It's possible that he could be leading at the end of this first game. And I tell you, it's been back and forth over the 10 frames so far.
Yeah, both very good games of bowling. Lots of strikes, lots of spares. Badr earns himself a bonus ball in the 10th frame after that spare. And a strike for a 2-1-8 will give him a 1-pin lead. That's how close it is. And that'll be all to play for in game number 2.
Yeah, previous 3 matches have just been a little one-sided. One player getting locked into the lane and the opponent finding it difficult to live with them. Not so in this match. Now, can al-Sheikh pick up that 1-pin lead? Yes, he can. So, 2-18 for Badr al-Sheikh at the end of the first game. Plays 2-17 for Darren Cundy. This one is a cracker. It's going to go all the way to the wire.
Tonight's proving to be a very close match with only 1 pin separating these bowlers. Join us for more action after the break. I'm Lisa Marie and this is the PartyPoker.net World 10-Pin Masters. Now the $30,000 is still but a distant dream for our 10-pin bowlers. Tonight it's Darren Cundy and Badr al-Sheikh who must battle it out for that quarter-final position. Let's get back to the match to see what happens.
Super start from both bowlers. Badr al-Sheikh will be off first in this second game. Well, there's the Manhattan comparison. That's what we call that graphic between the way that Darren Cundy and Badr al-Sheikh bowled, and you can see they both had their problems and they both had their string of strikes. A turkey each was the best they could manage in terms of strikes, but pretty clean finishing at the end, and that's why it's so close.
Yellow strikes, black spares, and the one white was the open frame.
Nice work, good start. Now, can any one of these players get locked in for long enough to do some damage?
Well, previous winning scores on other matches, Simon, Chris Barnes averaged 260 in winning his match against Zara.
Don't even talk, just don't even talk about it. That guy's great.
Oscar Palermo averaged 230 plus to see off Guy Kaminsky, and superstar Jason Belmonte was a 240 average in his win over Jens Nicol.
Well, I thought Palermo and Belmonte had a bit of fun towards the end of their game. They really enjoyed themselves on stage, and Kaminsky just pushed Palermo a bit, made him at least finish correctly. Little pose down from Darren Cundy as we see his fiancée Jo Harris in the crowd applauding. Yes. She'll be happy.
She will be, yes. Getting married in a couple of months' time. England's #1 lady player at this particular time is young Jo, here to support dazzling Darren, who just tripped a 4-pin nicely and made a strike. So we're all square after 1 frame, and we're only 1-pin difference.
Great stuff. That's the potential finishing scores of both players, and if it is that close, we've got some real drama to come.